Welcome back to the Now Morning Show at 6:22 a.m. And our first conversation this morning, we're focusing on NIHERST and TTMAG harnessing artificial intelligence for the future of tourism webinar. This morning, joining us in studio to share more is Mandela Sealy, Research Officer from NIHERST, and Ajmal Nazir, Director of TTMAG. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
How are you doing this morning?
Good, thanks. And you?
I'm wonderful, and it's a pleasure to have both of you here, especially for such a refreshing conversation. We see AI is definitely now taking over the landscape.
Yes.
So it's important that we see how we can marry it to every sector of society. In light of that, if we could start with you this morning, let's talk a little bit about this upcoming webinar. What exactly, I guess, brought this choice out to have a webinar with AI and tourism?
Well, we realize that people need to understand the need for AI in tourism because we've been doing a lot of research within that field, because we have a research project called the Sectoral Innovation Mapping of Tourism in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
And within that, we came across AI in tourism. And then the acting president of NIHERST, Ms. Julie David, she's also a director of TTMAG. So she realized that since they're putting out a webinar on AI in different sectors, it'll be perfect to kind of merge the two. And now we are the first installment of this webinar series where we help people understand what is the need for AI in tourism and how we could benefit the future of Trinidad and Tobago's tourism industry.
That's interesting. I know there are definitely going to be stakeholders who are going to be, well, interested, of course, in what's going to be happening. And also the fact that this is something that we may see those who are not just in the tourism industry, but outside of that will be interested in as well, because it's something that can really expand your thought process and even how you approach business. In light of that, Ajmal, from an industry perspective, how do you see AI shaping the future of tourism in Trinidad and Tobago?
Right, so AI is going to be redefining the tourism industry like it is doing and it will do with most other industries. The way we engage with potential visitors, hyper-personalization is going to take place, better data analysts being able to identify what type of visitors we're getting, forecasting what to expect. It should also help with the restaurants, the hotels, already in terms of maintenance and proactive maintenance in predicting what needs to happen in the hotels and everything. So that's going to be taking place in translation and concierge services for visitors that are coming. So there'll be a huge transformation that's going to be happening. The trend has started. It's taking place slowly. The technologies are being developed, and we should start seeing an influx over the next few years.
And it's definitely something that I know, as you mentioned that, of course, you're speaking about the entire hospitality industry as well, and how we're going to be able to see that expand and also expand our businesses here in Trinidad and Tobago. In light of what Ajmal just shared with us this morning, can you share with us some of the key AI technologies that are going to be spoken about and, let's say, also expanded on during the webinar?
Yeah, so two main types of AI technologies we're going to talk about are the purely digital, which are known as the software-based AI, and also the digital physical hybrids, which could be a device also with the AI software. So we call those robots. So in terms of an example of a purely digital will be the AI chatbots, or a AI travel assistant, which you can enter based on your personal data. This AI travel assistant will let you know what to pack, what's the best hotel for you to go to, what tours to go on. It'll basically replacing the jobs of a travel agent. And with an AI robot, they've been around for over 50 years, and these robots have the ability to do menial tasks such as food prep in the hotel restaurants to as advanced as facial recognition for security purposes. So they will be able to understand if someone seems to have some kind of violent intent, and that way they can mitigate security risks to keep people safe.
Now that's interesting, because you sort of, from what we automatically assume when you hear about tourism and AI, you've now gone to referencing something that we all know really from a human connection, specifically a travel agent, and bringing out to the forefront accessibility when it comes to being able to manage a trip on its own. There are some people who will listen to this and say, no, forgive me, but I have to ask, right? People will say, well, I have ChatGPT. And I can type into ChatGPT and say, what should I pack? In light of that, can you explain why these particular products are really going to bring more value to the table for stakeholders?
Because there's several different types of AI for several different purposes. So ChatGPT could do many things, but a specific travel agent that has been designed and trained to focus specifically on that particular task. And now, the more data you enter into that travel agent, the better that travel agent knows you. The travel assistant, sorry, how better it knows you, so it could better prepare you for that next trip.
Okay, interesting. So a learning model as well.
It's a learning model, yeah. So over time it learns better, yeah.
So in light of that as well, Ajmal, I'll bring you back into the conversation. Who would you think stands to benefit the most from this upcoming webinar?
So there's a little bit of something for everyone, I'd say. We start with the students. It should be interesting for the students to see how the technology is introducing possibly new career paths. There'll be training of the AI models when it comes to this hyper-personalization. They can take the ChatGPT model, but you still need to provide it with a lot more data to get extra value out of that. For the more data scientists that want to do data modeling and get into the stats, there'll be something for them. For entrepreneurs that are looking at opportunities of where the world is going, where the tourism industry is going, where to invest in pure digital products. For the current players, operators, restaurants, there'll be something to see what tools are available for them to either increase their current operational efficiency or to see how they can tap into potential growth and use it as a competitive advantage, as well as the public sector for the tourism board to see, okay, look, where the rest of the world's going, because it is going to be a competitive advantage for those that adopt early, and for those that lag, it'll be more of a neutralizer, so they can just come back on par.
And definitely something that we do need to consider, because, I mean, for example, Tobago, one of the most beautiful places, people travel from all over the world to come. And once we can get ahead of that, then we should be good to go. Once it's adopted, of course. But something that you would have mentioned, particularly Mandela, would have been something that I know it would have piqued a lot of people's interest when you mentioned, again, the travel agent, which brings back the consistent question of, am I going to lose my job? Is AI going to replace me? In light of that, what ethical considerations should tourism stakeholders be aware of when adopting AI?
One of the greatest considerations that we came across is understanding the difference between transformative AI and disruptive AI.
Right.
So transformative AI, that enhances and improves what's already there. So it kind of comes like the chatbots that you will use in hotels.
Yeah.
The chatbots could deal with most of the guests' queries, so that gives the staff themselves more time to focus on having proper human interaction and actually focus on the needs of the guests. A disruptive AI now will be more like the actual travel assistant.
Right.
That is basically taking away the job of the travel agent, because it's disrupting what already there. It's taking away what exists and replacing it with something new. So tourism stakeholders will have to be careful of what type of AI they want to introduce into their system, because they want to make sure you're actually doing something that could benefit your business for the long term and not just try to disrupt and create something brand new. So that's one of the main things we're going to be touching on. And another big thing we have to touch on too is the fact that AI requires so much data. We need to be very careful with data security and the ethical use of that particular data. So these are some of the main things that will be coming out within our webinar.
And something that's definitely a positive, and it's a critical conversation that does need to be had, because many times when we do have conversations with those who are invested in AI or bringing it to the fore, we hear it brushed across. So good to the team for being able to bring that to the forefront and understand that we're already allaying fears from the beginning and looking at how we can transform and elevate businesses and, of course, our economy at the same time. Mandela, where can we get more information about this upcoming webinar?
You go to NIHERST.gov.tt. Spots are filling up very quickly. We only have 300 spots, and more than half already taken. People are coming from far and wide to join this webinar.
Excellent.
So get your spot as soon as possible.
And is there any contribution to register for the webinar?
No, it's free.
Okay.
Free for the public, yes.
And there we go. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure
you.
to have you on set.
Thank you.
And looking forward to what I'm sure is going to be another installment.
Yes.
Yeah? NIHERST and TTMAG are harnessing artificial intelligence for the future of tourism is a webinar. Go on to NIHERST social media pages and website to get more information, and make sure that you stay tuned because there's more coming up on the Now Morning Show after this break.